Shut up and sit down.
So on the pole, David Haynes, next to him, Dylan Blanton. Third, Nate Franklin with Connor Pearson. Daniel Parks and Antonio Alvarez on the third row. Thomas Ellison, Mitchell Welker on the fourth row. Jeff Tyler, John Patrick on the fifth row. Jordan Patrick in 11th. Chad Clark beside him. Then Aaron Thacker and Devin Peters. Michael Parker and Andrew Fawcett will be followed by Connor Morris and Rob Hope. In 19th will be Kyle Smith. 20th, Danny Gerian. Then we'll have Mark Antonucci and Justin Lamones. And I'm not sure if Evan Merrill's still here. It looks like the stewards have not allowed him to race, so that will be our field. So they're still working here, the infield, coming onto the banking. We're at the beautiful Charlotte Motor Speedway road course. It's a mix of road and speedway racing, so I think it's going to be very interesting to see you know, the race tonight with such a high proportion of the lap being on the oval. Yeah, and especially that section that we just saw, the transition onto the banking is very rough at times, and as you mentioned, this car is probably not best suited to handle it, but it's this, as they say, as Kimi Räikkönen likes to say, it's the same for everyone. So all right, so David Haynes here very slowly under the pace car as the field forms up behind him. Do you think we'll see any passing into turn one? I think Jeff Tyler might be ready to make a move. He's usually one quick to make a move. Let's see here if Tom Ellison protects the inside. Jeff getting out qualified by Tom. All right, and as our leader now has the control of the field. Three wide at the line. Nate Franklin on the inside. Too wide, further back in the field here. Tom fighting off a challenge by Mitchell Welker. Welker able to clear him. Ellison pushing back, but this corner here, the kink, really no good place to pass. Effect here, back through the field. Welker making another strong move here. Up the inside. Past the 28 car, Daniel Bartz, as they go through the tricky transition and onto the banking for the first time. So the other tricky corner here at Charlotte is the turn one exit. It's very easy to push wide, and there's an unforgiving wall. So the break in the NASCAR track you have to go through. But if you push wide and hit where that 90-degree wall is, it will destroy your day. So David Haynes very strong out front, looking good. David Haynes, one known to save fuel, so have to expect he's going to be able to go just a little bit farther than the other guys. We anticipate most of the field should be able to make it about 20 laps here in the opening stint. Our lap predictors predicting right around 43 laps tonight for the total. May change a little with pit stops, but we'll see every bit of 40. All right, David Haynes, our leader, the fastest car on the track by over a second that lap, as the other lap times continue to trickle in. But man, David Haynes with the big gains, very strong out front. Let's go back through the field. See Connor Pearson, a newcomer to the league, very strong through the infield section here, able to hold second position over the 26 car of Dylan Blanton, another relative newcomer to the league. Connor Pearson racing out of the UK club, so probably late night racing for him. Glad to see him here. All right, Dylan Blanton lining up a pass here on our second place car. Is he going to be able to slingshot that into a move in turn one? I don't think he's going to be close enough here. Connor laying down very demanding pace here, but not able to match that of, I guess that lap he was right on Haynes' pace, so maybe he can start to walk back some of the Haynes' big gains.
Yeah, Haynes was
about 2.5 seconds right now.
He seemed to be about 2/10 down that lap.
So my timing screen, it has little red boxes around the close battles, and my whole screen is red right now. Oh, as we see a pass for position here. Oh, Dylan Blanton and Connor Pearson going side by side here through the banking, and they are running, ooh, road sets, very close, but tidy driving by both. Here we go. Blanton looking down the inside, Pearson having no part of that. Shuts that down. I have to believe this is going to allow Nate Franklin and Nick Welker to close up, and Welker, typically known as a dirt or oval specialist, really having a good showing tonight. Nate Franklin, a stalwart of the league. Let's see, Nate's doing pretty well in the points this season. He's got third in the points behind Dimmel and Tyler. Good start to the season. I'm sure Franklin has some championship hopes, and keeps having runs like this. I didn't think it could happen.
That's right. Nate's a tough competitor, so I've raced against him myself. He'll push you.
Yeah, a little push and shove with Ellison last week, but Ellison not able to match Franklin's pace so far tonight. Speaking of Ellison, he's fallen way down the running order from where he started, losing 8 positions. Let's take a jump back to the 27 car if we could. Let's see if we can see any damage here on Tom's car.
No, he's looking okay.
Yeah, not sure what happened there, but
could have had an incident getting back onto the oval there, but he's caught back up to the group in front of him.
The team will have to consider whether they need Rapido needs to get his helmet on at the stop. Maybe we'll see a driver change.
I do see that he did have an off track on the 5th lap, but I'm not sure the extent of that.
Jordan Babcock in the pits. The 30 car back underway now. So Jordan did have a little damage before coming in, but was able to get that fixed up and get back out there. Jordan with a strong qualifying effort.
Looks like our leader has had an issue, and Connor Pearson has taken the lead.
Oh no! What has happened to Mr. Haynes? I'll go back and take a look.
He's still right on his tail there, but he's going to have some work to do.
Looks like Haynes spun it, or a little half spin. Never really spun all the way around. Just kind of fishtailed it into the grass, coming back onto the oval. Took him a minute to get his way back to the apron and get it back up to speed. By that time, the other boys had come storming by. But I have to believe Haynes still has the strong pace and will be able to drive his way back to the front. As speaking of pace, here comes Franklin. Franklin is not looking to waste any time. But Haynes covers that to the inside.
Did Franklin just scrape the wall there?
I'm not sure. I did see some smoke.
It looked like it.
Let me take a look at his car, see here. I don't see any damage, so maybe it was just a little tire smoke at the braking. This battle for the lead here is definitely the best battle. Ooh, and as we're catching some lappers here, looked like that was the 911 of Devin Peters. Very tough go of it so far tonight.
Let's see if Nate makes a move here. He's going to go down very low, almost below the line, but he's able to make the pass. See if Haynes can remake that move at the end of the straight. He's going to hold off.
I have to believe now that Haynes has lost his lead, he's went full fuel strap too. Save, save, save. He can ride here in Nate's draft. He knows Nate has the pace. Pearson has pace. Just like the Tour de France, right there's the leader. Where are you going? You know? So
that's right.
All he has to do is match Pearson the rest of the way. If he can save some in his legs, so to speak, I think it'll benefit him later. And Haynes pulling it right back up with Franklin as they. I have to believe he's maybe has his engine turned down. Blanton is able to easily pull alongside Haynes there, even though Haynes had the draft. So maybe Haynes lifting the pedal a little. Maybe he's having car trouble, but
he could have switched it down to engine mode 5, engine mode 4.
Maybe,
to try.
I think maybe just 2, right? Because when you go too low, he won't have the power. I don't know. I think 5 would be a bit much. Maybe,
if you leave it too high, then you're not going to make any savings.
Right. Well, or maybe his finger turned the wheel a little too much.
Could be.
So looks like they've separated themselves from Blanton here in the infield. But Blanton, due to the nature of this track, is able to suck back up here on the banking. I don't know though. This time they might have dropped him.
It looks like that he is outside of the draft range, but it's pretty big. He's only 1.2 seconds back. Now he's 1.3, so you're probably right about him losing the draft now.
So I would have to think Franklin wants to get a little closer here. He doesn't want to run too close to compromise his downforce, but if he can get out there in the lead and control this race, that's going to be in his favor. And with the fuel restriction tonight, these guys, we think they're going to go about 20 laps. Everyone can easily go 20. We'll think some of the guys, maybe Franklin and Haynes, go 21, 22. But everyone's going to get tires because the IndyCar changes tires so fast while it's fueling. Everyone's going to need about a half a tank. I think they'll take about 10 gallons at the stop. So, it's going to be like 2 sprint races. You don't need to save tires here, and I think that's what we're seeing out of Franklin. And speaking of moves, Thomas Ellison now making his moves back up the charts. Last time we talked about him, he was 8 positions down from where he was running. Now, just down 1. I think Tom's taking advantage of some of the troubles of the guys ahead, but he's working on closing to this gap ahead. We have Connor Morris and Aaron Thacker just ahead. And Ellison, I believe, is quicker in closing and will probably put another 2 notches on his belt here in just a moment.
He's almost within a second already of that those 2.
Hashtag BDT.
6th and 7th. Looks like Haynes is having further issues. He's dropped back into 5th position now as we are watching Connor Morris go wide through. Oh man, Aaron had to lock up to prevent hitting Connor Morris there, which allows Thomas Ellison to catch right back up. He is right on Aaron's tail now. But as I've said, David Haynes is now in 5th position, right behind Antonio Alvarez in 4th.
Haynes spun. He got into turn 1 way too deep. Almost took out the back of Franklin, locked up. Was able to spin it, not hit anything, thankfully, with a masterful job of avoiding contact with the walls. Did lose a couple positions there. But he lives on to fight another day. And speaking of contact, Nate Franklin, why was he off track? one of our former leaders. Nate spins there in turn 2. He just spun all by himself. Dylan Blanton launched out into the parking lot to avoid him. I don't believe either car made contact. Both were able to get going again. Yeah,
it just looked like, oh, he did actually help him around there. Help finish that turn. But Aaron's back up and running and heading through the oval right now. Down in 4th position. He's about 2.5 seconds behind David Haynes now.
So,
meanwhile, Haynes has worked himself back up into 2nd position.
Yeah, what a crazy race. And we're only 14 laps in. So let's give it a rundown from the top. Connor Pearson is your leader. Back about 8 seconds, David Haynes. Then we have Antonio Alvarez, Nate Franklin, Dylan Blanton. That's your top 5. Then we have Thomas Ellison, we spoke about earlier, now up 1 position from the start. In 6th, Aaron Thacker 7th, Barker in 8th, Connor Morris 9th, and Jeff Tyler back in 10th. That's kind of surprising, don't you think? Jeff Tyler 10th?
Yeah, he's usually a guy up towards the front of the grid. Maybe he's just struggling with this combo.
Jeff Tyler has the 2nd highest I rating in the field. I'm just really shocked to see him that far back. I'm not sure. I don't know. Must have missed the setup tonight.
Could be. It is. It's a tough combo.
All right, so let's look at our biggest movers right now. That's going to be 8 positions towards the positive for Connor Morris. And our biggest drop is going to be Daniel Bartz down in 19th. Dude, he's on pit road right now. So he's been there for quite a while. I'm thinking he might just be calling it a day.
Yeah, I believe he has retired.
So let's see, where is our battle? I think it's David Haynes and Antonio Alvarez. I think that's where.
Yeah, that gap has sat at right about a second for a lap or two now. Well, a lap now.
Yeah. Actually, I think we might have a little bit closer battle. Thomas Ellison, Aaron Thacker, Michael, Thacker, Ellison, and they're catching Franklin. Let's go to that battle. 5th, 6th, 7th. These couple of championship contenders here. Tom and Nate always looking to have a good run in the final points tally. Take their Sunday night racing very seriously. Aaron Thacker, known as a very quick driver, maybe doesn't take his Sunday night racing so seriously, but pace no problem tonight for the Texan. Very close to the grass there, dangerously close as they all fly up onto the banking. Ellison looking outside here. Very conservative. You can see the difference between Ellison's driving style. Once he got within a half a car length, he went ahead and switched lanes. Some of these other guys keep the wing in there until the last centimeter. So, oh, and Franklin, looked like Franklin guy wanted the pit road and Franklin spun.
What was that about? See if we can catch a quick replay there. Yeah, I guess he was going for his pit and just locked it up going in.
Wow, he seemed to leave that to kind of late brakes there.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Back to Ellison, being chased by Thacker. Thacker right on his tail. Yeah, these guys, maybe a half a second apart.
Not even. A 1/10 of a second apart. Comparison up there, 0.1.
All right, so I think Thacker will be happy to ride here. We're 17 laps in, a few laps away from the stop. He knows Tom is very serious business about his RIL, so Thacker won't want to be any part of messing that up.
And Thacker's probably thinking he can let Ellison drag him up to catch Dylan Blanton.
Yeah, I mean, well, he knows that Ellison has the pace. Ellison had his troubles early, drove back through the field. Thacker had to see him drive by. And since then, the two of them have worked up through the field. Thacker letting Ellison do the pacemaking. Okay, We have Jordan up ahead. Jordan probably be no problem for these guys. Jordan's a lap down. Jordan's usually very considerate to the lead lap cars. All right, see, this is our, oh, we have a three-way battle. Let's go back to that, 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Danny Jaron leading that one. Andrew Fawcett right behind him, and Chad Clark. It looks like it spread out just a little bit while we were talking there.
Well, I have to believe here, coming onto the banking, we'll get to see, oh, I don't know. Danny really pulling it away.
Yeah, he's already it's a second and a half. It's like Andrew and Chad are the closer ones here. See if Chad can get any.
No?
No, everybody down to, now we got Jeff Tyler on pit road.
Okay, well, yeah, what he was doing wasn't working, so I'm sure he called the wall and told him, we got to do something.
Let's make some changes.
Yeah, maybe some new tires. Let's do an undercut. Something,
right.
I'm dying out here.
Yeah, it looks like Fawcett's able to pull through turn 1 on Danny Jaron, but Danny Jaron just picks up speed through the rest of the infield section there.
So, speaking of Jeff Tyler, he was just lap by our leader, Connor Pearson.
But he'll get that back on pit stop rotation, so probably not a big worry for him. John Patrick and Nate Franklin also came down pit road, as did Kyle Smith. Dylan Blanton is coming down pit road right now. Back to the close race, it looks like Aaron Thacker is still right on the tail of Thomas Ellison.
Yeah, great racing with these two. And then there's Alvarez is not too far ahead. I have to believe that when these two keep up this pace, they can get back up to Alvarez. Now,
it's going to be tough.
Get to Haynes, I don't know, but
yeah.
I think if they work together, this 4 seconds, this pit strategy, you know, it's going to be interesting how this plays out. All right, here we go with Babcock going around the outside of Tyler. I think Tyler maybe just too much downforce tonight. He's
yeah, he's getting walked by on the straight there. He could have just picked the wrong setup. He could have picked a really high downforce setup for tonight. It was a mistake.
Right, which the infield here is very tight and twisty, and if it wasn't for the banking, you would want as much wing as you could crank on the thing. But the problem is you go so fast on the speedway that you just give up too much time. Let's see here. Babcock and Tyler, they have a bit of a history. Let's see, or they want to play nice tonight.
Let's see if Babcock can just drive away on this, on the oval section.
Jordan Babcock stroking Jeff Tyler on the oval here in a road race. This is one for the books, boys.
Yeah, I have to believe that's a setup issue.
All right, so speaking of Jeff Tyler, we'll see Thomas Ellison and Aaron Thacker work their way by here.
We've got our eye on Thomas Ellison right now. Thacker's maintain a half-second gap, so he could stay with. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, I'm just going to say we're getting very close to pit stops, so expect to see them on pit road anytime now.
About half of the drivers.
I'm gonna watch the pit entry just to see.
Yeah, about half of the drivers have taken their pit stop now. It looks like Tom and Aaron have dropped about well, no, they're pulling a little bit. They were about a half a second faster, a little more than half a second faster than Antonio on that previous lap.
Okay, so we're more than halfway now. So we know everyone can make it from here.
There we go.
I have to believe that you want to stop now.
There you go. Thomas Ellison and Aaron Thacker coming down pit road right now.
All right, yes, this is the strategy. This is how I would call this race. Split it in half. Lap 22, coming to 23. Gonna have about 21 to go. Strap on some fresh tires. Let's make the best of this.
We'll keep an eye on this right here. We've also got, right behind them, Michael Barker coming down pit road.
Thacker a little quicker on the pit stop. I have to believe he might have stopped in the box a little tighter. All right, both of them back out.
Yep.
Have to be careful here. Oh, Tom. Oh, still in the limiter, I believe. Okay, Thacker being patient. thing. No, you first. No, I insist.
Gonna go ahead.
All right, Pearson able to stretch it another lap. I figure Haynes is singing, whatever you can do, I can do better. Do one more lap and I'll do two. Alvarez also still on track here. For the top three, able to go without a stop.
The only other driver towards the front that has not stopped yet is Chad Clark. So I imagine he's probably going to be shuffled further down the field once his pit stop comes.
Yeah, I have my eye on Clark now, and he's dipping in.
Yep.
Followed by John Patrick. So shout out to JP. Good run, running in the top 10 here at the stops. Whoa, hearing crashing noises. Oh, that's Dylan Blanton. Dylan Blanton.
Just overcooked it into one and whacked the wall there.
And that's what we were talking about.
Looks like he's going to try to crawl it back to pit lane. Oh.
No, I think
Nope.
he's going to have to tow.
I believe he just blew up, or I'm not sure what happened, but anyway.
All right, so Connor Pearson is on the pit road, our leader, up on the jacks and down, full of fuel, back out onto the racetrack here.
That leaves Haynes and Alvarez. Yeah, that leaves Haynes and Alvarez as the two left on track that have not pitted yet.
Yep. So I would expect Alvarez on pit road this time.
We're gonna we're
not
gonna
sure
watch
how much
Haynes.
longer Haynes wants to go. You know, I mean, you're gonna want tires.
Yeah, we're watching him come through. Looks like he's gonna go around for yet another lap.
I think Haynes will go as far as he can to show off.
Alvarez.
I think Alvarez will be smart and pit now.
Yep, he is. He's coming down pit lane right now. Well,
Alvarez needs to cover the leader. He's still in a battle for the podium.
Oh, got a driver just drive straight into the wall there. I'm not sure who that was. Must have been Connor Morris. Yep. So Connor M down in 17th, but we've got Connor Pearson up in second position. As Antonio Alvarez is making his way off the pit lane right now. We'll keep an eye on David Haynes and see if he makes his trip down pit road. He's tugging it tight to the line, but no, he's going to go for yet another lap. Maybe he's going to go on the RiL split strategy and run this set as long as he can and take a quick splash and maybe no tires at the end. Is that crazy?
Maybe he's figured out that if he saves enough, that he can just take the fuel, that the tires would be a penalty. But it's just hard to believe. Tires probably 5 seconds in this car, so.
Yeah, you can put tires on while you're fueling. So unless you're taking a very, very short fuel load, there's no reason not to take tires.
Well, another reason to go farther than everyone else, it makes sure that we talk about you. So, David Haynes from Brisbane, Australia, your leader, as he approaches the pit lane. Can he go another lap?
He does.
Yes, he can. So, with 16 to go, I don't know. Can Haynes go all the way? I didn't think he could go this far.
Well, let's go ahead and jump back to 8th position. We got a really tight race back here.
All right.
8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, all within a second.
All right, so we have John Patrick fighting with Jeff Tyler and Danny Jerian.
And Michael Barker.
Yeah, well, Michael Barker made a pass there and kind of mixed me up on my timing screen. But yeah, this is a nice little four-car battle we have here. Jeff Tyler leading the train.
So Danny Jerian making the pass back on Michael Barker.
Well, actually, maybe Chad Clark's driving the train. Chad Clark is right here at the front of this pack.
Yeah, I think they're closing down on Chad right now. That gap was about 3 seconds just a moment ago, so he's already pulled within a second. Jeff Tyler.
Another car that has not hit, Mark Antonucci. According to my timing screen, hasn't hit.
And has now.
Just now, yeah. So, and Haynes is also on pit road. So, tonight we learned 28 laps. That's how far you can go on 10 gallons of racing fuel.
All right, we'll keep our eye on Connor Pearson right now as he enters into the oval section, and he is going to go ahead and take the lead, I believe. Haynes is coming down off of the jacks. Yep, there goes first position right by him.
And that's not too big a surprise. Haynes was quite a ways back there coming into the stop. I think Haynes did make up some time here. Oh, for sure, good buddy. Down to 4.5 seconds now. Let's see if Haynes get these tires up to temp quickly. There will be no time to mess around.
Oh, when we were watching Chad Clark as he was trying to lead that group of cars, but he has just had a little spin.
Danny Jerian just had a little spin as well. But he's able to get going. I think he just touched a little grass. Had a little spin there in the infield.
Well, let's see if what Haynes can do on a fresh set. Oh, excuse me, on a fresh set of tires.
Yep, so Haynes coming down the backstretch here at almost 175 miles an hour as they enter turn 3. Unlike with the full-on oval setup. Oh, and Haynes back in the pit again. Oh, I have to believe this is a speeding penalty.
Oh no, that's rough.
And all those big gains are destroyed at the hands of the marshals and a speeding penalty. And that's really a tough break, especially with the car with the pit limiter. I have to believe maybe he just got on the pit road too hot the first time.
Or got off the button too early. Yep, he's stopped, he's back out, and he's rejoining in 4th position. It looks like, nope, 5th position, excuse me, Tom Ellison just zipping right by there. He's driving with the red mist right now, you can tell. He's sliding the car. Let's hope he can keep the tires under him.
So let's see here. Will he be able to come back on Ellison on the banking? I think that he's close enough that this is going to be a little battle here. I don't know that Ellison's going to be able to get away. Big gap behind them, so whatever racing they do should not really impact the rest of the field. Just want to give a shout out to a big gainer here. We don't need to cut to him. This is a really good pass for position. Stay with this just for a moment. All right, David Haynes slots in.
Yeah, I had to believe that was going to be quick. Haynes is faster than Ellison, has been all day.
Right, Ellison's smart, knows that, knows there's a big gap behind, and the gap behind is the person I want to talk to you about next, the 94 car, Andrew Fawcett, racing out of Richmond, Virginia. This is a very good run for Fawcett. Up to the 6th position. Well, just fell back to 7th, getting passed by Tyler, but running 6th up until that point. And with the big gains, Fawcett's still up 9 positions from his starting spot. So, really good racecraft exhibited tonight, keeping the car clean by the huge-ass driver, Andrew Fawcett.
That's right. He and Danny Jerian both have 9 positions gained tonight.
Speaking of huge-ass drivers, here's John Patrick in the 8th position. Looking on to the previously mentioned Fawcett. Have to believe Patrick's going to get the job done here. He's been following Tyler. Tyler was able to pull away from Fawcett. I think these guys both have a little bit more speed than the junior driver from the UTS squad. All right, and Patrick able to slip on by. I think Fawcett made that easy on him, but
yeah, Fawcett is going to fight, but not fight terribly hard there. He knows that he's getting passed by a faster driver.
And teammates, even though they might not be teammates in this series, he's still gonna have to see the guy in the paddock. He doesn't want to see him at the debriefs if they make wheel-to-wheel contact. So, good on him. All right, back to our lead. Connor Pearson with a. I'm running out of superlatives and things to say. Oh, Jeff Tyler there. As our leader was going through the fence gap, I saw Jeff Tyler stuck in the fence.
Yeah, he's not stuck. He's back out. Let's see if we can get a quick replay of that, maybe. Oh, didn't go far enough. Here we go. Yo, just snapped on him trying to enter back onto the oval before he got to the fence. That was was a strange move.
Ooh, little wiggle there. Hit the fence. I would say Jeff probably still has a faster pair. I think they would get 2 tonight with no cautions. So even if you used one on the first stop, Jeff probably pit here, take another one. All right, so.
No. Yes, he is coming down pit road right now.
All right. We're coming down here. We got 10 to go.
Yep, Connor Pearson is still turning fast laps. He turned a 56.6 on the last lap. Meanwhile, Antonio turned a 57.1, so he's probably not going to be pulling any now. Nate and David Haynes are both in the 56s, mid 56s, low 56s for Haynes. So I have to imagine that they're going to try to get back up to Antonio here. They're about, say, 8 or 9 seconds back, Haynes is.
Yeah, I think the battle we need to watch right here. Let's go on board with Nate. Let's see if Nate can close down this gap. Let's ride along with him here, maybe a lap and a half or so.
All right, we're on board.
See, Nate going 182 miles an hour as the G strained him. All right. Able to make some time there through the infield, and now Alvarez has a drafting partner. This will be helpful. Looks to me, watching the telemetry, Franklin's running less downforce, much faster on the oval than these other guys. Yeah, Franklin closed up a second on Alvarez. Oh, and we see a spinner there in turn 1.
Was that Babcock?
Yes, it looked like Babcock.
Yep, there he is.
All right, but Franklin not able to maintain those gains here in the infield as Alvarez held up here by the 549 of Kyle Smith. Kyle graciously self-spins out of the way. All right, Alvarez really got held up there. Lost probably a second or more. As they come on the banking, the gap was about a second.
And Nate has pulled that down. He's going to pull it even quickly, already a half a second.
Yeah, Nate has about a second of oval pace per lap on Alvarez. So Alvarez has to do the infield a second, he has to match that on the infield, and he just doesn't quite have that pace. I think Nate might have hit on something here. Not a big shocker to know that low downforce would be a good choice. So,
but let's see what Alvarez can do through the infield section here. I know it's going to be tougher following in the wake there, but if he is a second faster, he's going to be able to stay right on his tail and use that draft through the oval section.
Right. So if I'm Alvarez, I know Franklin has me on oval pace. I just try to come out onto the oval every lap as close as I can get to him. Then keep the pressure on. Pressure. Let Franklin outbrake himself, maybe drive it into the wall in turn 1. Because otherwise I just don't see how Alvarez can pass him. See, he's just getting walked on the oval.
Even directly on his tail. Nate just drove away from him.
So maybe we'll see if Alvarez is able to close it up here. If he's not able to get right back up to Nate's tail by the entrance to the oval, I think that we have a new, that this second place battle is solved. It'll be 4 to go next time by.
Tom Ellison and John Patrick are very close together. Let's take a look at that.
All right.
John tries to make a move around the outside. Looks like he is, well, maybe not. Ellison's got that inside line. Going to be able to defend there. But John Patrick within a 10th of Thomas Ellison there. Looks like The timing
as they work here in the infield, John Patrick just following Ellison. Ellison with very strong pace through the infield. It'll be interesting to see how their setup decisions play out here on the oval. It looks like although Alvarez is able to close it up on Franklin by the entrance to the oval, he just walks away. Just gets walked away, and I don't see a way for Alvarez to get the second position back. But will the same be true here for this battle? I don't think it will be. It looks like John Patrick has the Nate Franklin more typeset, you know, with the low downforce, the higher top speed on Ellison. Ellison's controlling the braking zone, defensive, but fair. Patrick going to have to set him up again next time by.
It does look to be the opposite battle here, doesn't it?
Right. The guy with less wing is in the back in this one. So I think once Patrick gets by, it's going to be the same story that we see up the road. Speaking of up the road, Haynes is slipping back into the podium battle with just under 3 laps to go. Alvarez hounding Franklin, really giving Franklin fits here on the infield. Doing just what we had talked about, pressuring Franklin. That's all he can do at this point. Keep the pressure on in these situations and hope Nate puts a wheel wrong. But now we have Haynes right on the back door of Alvarez. I have to believe he will be there, if not this time, next time by.
He's within a second, so he's going to get some tow down this straightaway here. Well, the oval section.
This will be interesting. This may allow Alvarez a shot back at the second place. This third car will be the unknown mixer in this cocktail. But let's not forget about our leader, Connor Pearson. He's way out in front, so we're not going to show him. We have a closer battle. Connor, very impressive drive tonight. Nate Franklin in second here, leading this close battle with a minute to go. I just don't think there's really any place to pass in here. There's make a pass in turn 1, or here in the infield, there's really no good place. Ooh, Alvarez locks up, pushes wide, but see, Haynes still not able to get anything going.
Yeah, unless you make a big mistake, there's not really anywhere to go on that infield.
And I think that was a calculated decision that Franklin made there. He knew there was no passing opportunities in the infield, so all the pass would be done out here on the oval. Haynes seems to be on a lower downforce setup than Alvarez, and easily gets past Alvarez, takes off on a charge towards Mr. Franklin with 1 to go. Haynes with the strongest pace in the field earlier, strongest pace in the field right now, 1.2 seconds faster than Franklin that last lap, and the gap is less than that this lap, folks. So very possibly we could see a mix-up of our podium here on the last lap. Whoa, but we won't. Haynes wheel spins out of the corner. I think that's going to end his hope for second. Maybe not. Alvarez catches back up here.
It looks like Nate went a little wide through there too, so let's get the drag down the straightaway here.
Yeah, I think Nate made a little mistake. Man, he's going to regret that. Nate's got such a low downforce setup. I just don't think that Haynes is going to have the be able to go the top speed.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's pulling that gap down much at all. It's 3/10 starting coming onto the oval, and it's going to end at about 2/10 as they cross the finish line now for second and third. But your winner, Connor Pearson. Great drive for him.
Yeah, congratulations, Connor. All right, so I'm going to run down to the pit road, try to talk to our top 3. I'll be right back with third place, David Haynes.
So we've got your results up here. Whoa. Hey, David, how are you?
David.
Oh, hello.
You're live. You're on the broadcast with Alex and Michael. So we just saw that great battle with you and Nate Franklin. It seemed to us that you had a little bit more wing on the car. Could you talk about that? And do you regret that?
I'm not sure. I think I don't know what Nate was running, but I might have had less than some of the rest of the field. You take the wing out, it pushes through the infield, but that's Nate to be quick on the oval.
Yeah, you were very fast all night. hated to see those couple little mistakes cost you a shot at the win, but congratulations on the strong run and the podium.
Thank you.
So that was our third place driver, Mr. David Haynes. Let's see if we can grab Nate Franklin real quick. Hey, Nate, this is Alex and Derby up in the booth. You got a minute?
Yeah, I do.
So we were just watching a good battle with Haynes. We were admiring your top end. Do you think the lack of wing was one of the keys to your success tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the only place you're going to be able to pass was on the banking, so I went with the slow through the infield and fast on the banking. It was just that was the only chance you were going to have to get past somebody.
Well, it definitely worked for you. So congratulations and great run tonight. Podium finish. That has to be good for your championship hopes.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. And good for the team championship too. Big shout out to Babs because yeah, he made the setup, at least started it, and we worked on it a little bit throughout the day today. So big thanks to the teammate.
Yeah. All right. Shout out to Babs. All right. Well, thanks for your time, Nate. That was your second place finisher. So here comes our winner, Connor Pearson, Alex Albert, Michael Derby in the booth. Do you have a moment to talk to us, sir?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
All right. So congratulations on the win tonight. Convincing style, 15 seconds at the flag. What was the key to your victory?
The low downforce setup really helped with my driving, really. I instantly, as soon as I got going, I had to get ahead of people and just stay there because I had to make people suffer in the middle sector. And once I got to the oval, I was gone.
Yeah, it looked like you were on a similar strategy to our other podium finishers there with the higher top speed and able to really make it happen on the oval. Do you think you had anything for David Haynes if it wasn't for his mistakes?
I think we were pretty evenly matched in the end. I was catching him in the first stint, and then he made a mistake, and we were pretty even until something happened behind me. I didn't really see what happened.
Yeah, it looked like he just had a spin. His second mistake was a spin there at turn one. Able to lock it down, not hit anything, but he lost quite a bit of time. So you seem to be a newcomer to the league. Are you having fun?
Oh yeah, I'm having a lot of fun, even though I'm having to race these things at 2 a.m. in the morning over here in the UK.
Well, we appreciate it, mate. We have some other Euro drivers, and they're some of the best competition. So glad you're here, and hey, you're taking the wins off the regulars. Nice job. So congratulations tonight. That's our winner, Connor Pearson.
Great race, Connor.
You have any shout-outs, Connor, before I let you go?
Not really. I'm just a lone person, don't worry. Yeah.
All right. Cheers, mate, and hope to see you next week.
Yeah, you too.
All right. So we talked to the drivers. We saw a great race. What else is there, Mr. Derby?
I think that about covers it. We'll go ahead and sign off here. I'm Michael Derby. He's Alex Albert. Thanks for coming.
Yep, and we'll see you next week.